This is the Business of Leadership Series Minute with your host, the best-selling author of Don't Buy a Duck and founder of MarketingStrategyHero.com, Derek Champagne.
I'm super excited about our guest today. I'm a fan of basketball, obviously. I'm a fan of sports, but I'm a bigger fan of marketing and even bigger fan of unique and interesting stories. And that's Melissa Proctor. She is the Executive Vice President CMO of the Atlanta Hawks. How cool is that? And the author of the new book, From Ball Girl to CMO. And I love that smile. You love what you do.
I do. And I'm just so thankful to be in this place at this time. I mean, I started out as a ball girl on the court for the Heat. And so when I think about these full circle moments and I have the opportunity to share my story, it's awesome every time.
Tell me about the 2000 to 2021 MLK Nike City Edition uniforms. I think you're excited about that.
Oh, that's an understatement.
Let's talk about it.
I mentioned to someone, I'm like, this is one of the most exciting things in my career so far, one of them.
Yeah.
And when I initially got the role as Chief Marketing Officer, I had the opportunity to work with Nike on the City Edition kind of platform. So last season's Peachtree City Edition was kind of the first one I was able to work on, but this was 100% from concept as an idea, something I was passionate about. And so I brought the idea to our CEO, to Nike, to the league, and we said, hey, if we can work with the King of State and family to make this a reality, it would be awesome. And so it's been about a 2 to 3 year process, which has been crazy, from design and approvals and IP and rights and all types of things, and really building out the community aspect of it. But when we got to, the beginning of what's going to be next season, no one could have ever anticipated the cultural moment that the world is in right now.
Wow.
And so
and you've been planning already. You've been in stages all this time, because it takes a long time to do all that.
It takes a long time, and people are like, oh, wow, how did you guys do that? I'm like, this was not at all. Dr. King meant so much to the city of Atlanta,
right,
and his legacy, and in working with the estate, it was important to them to really ensure that Dr. King's message was really brought to the next generation. And because that's who the Hawks targeted, it was such a perfect, synergy in working with them. But at the end of the day, when we were able to launch it, the idea of knowing that we're going to earn these letters was kind of the campaign that we looked at wrapping it around, because we understood that between voting and marching and protesting and standing up for rights and equality and all these things that are inherent within our organization, diversity and inclusion, to know that we now have this opportunity through a uniform to not only, obviously represent Dr. King and his legacy in the city, but help to educate others and move them to action. It was so much more than that. And so in a way that we've never done before, all of the proceeds from the sale of those uniforms that the Hawks sell, we're going to give back to the city of Atlanta.
Wow.
To help with economic empowerment for communities of color. And so personally, I'm so proud to really been able to drive and lead that work, but the impact that we're going to have on the city beyond is going to be phenomenal. I don't know what next season looks like. Obviously, it'll be very different just based on how the world is, but I know this is a campaign and a uniform that I love it, and it looks cool. On top of all the other amazing, meaningful things, like people who see it are like, man, that's really sharp.
Derek Champagne here. I want to connect with you to get your thoughts on the show, get your feedback on your favorite guests. Connect with me on LinkedIn right now. Send me a quick message. I look forward to talking to you.